Everyone, this is Pipe News, and welcome to DDO Players News, where we take a look at the latest news in DDO and on the tabletop. And please welcome my co-host from Ravenloft, Dracula.
Hey now, everybody. How's it going?
Good day, Drac. How are things going in Barovia?
You know, so. Same mist, same day. We have all these parades going on right now. Like the Bastani are having these Bastani parades. And, you know, I'm simply out on the balcony of the castle trying to enjoy the evening, drinking my drink of choice. And all I hear is the Bastani chanting at the bottom of the castle, "Show us your glyphs. Show us your glyphs." And I'm like, what are you talking about? It's Bastani are strange. That's all I can say.
Oh, well, then let's go into the news, where I heard that we had a little patch this week.
Okay, yes. Yeah, everybody grab a drink, settle in. This is going to be a long show just from these patch notes alone. I don't know how long it's going to take us to get through these, but we're going to power through it.
Okay, should I? So I should fill my thimble with my favorite beverage.
You should, yes, because you are going to need some sustenance as we get through these very long notes.
Okay.
Here we go. We're going to power through them. We had a patch, update 59.3. It was released June 14th, which was yesterday as we record the show here on Thursday, June 15th. News and notes for the patch. This introduced the Underdark Patron Coffer. Oh, we'll talk about that in a moment. General changes in the patch. Fixed an issue relating to teleport failures that could cause the server to lag for a significant amount of time. So once again, lag work continues, as it shall forever until the end of time. Gold eyes and feet rewards from Hardcore are now persistent throughout logout. You are no longer needing to constantly return to the NPC to have them reapplied to you after a logout.
I'm sure they're all happy about that.
That's very handy. And then they also fixed an issue where ranged speed was not set correctly and you had no ranged speed bonus. So once again, handy to have your range speed bonus.
Especially if you're playing a ranger.
And indeed, and anything with range, you would want that bonus. There you go. We got through them. Yay, look at that. We powered through the notes. Yeah, that's it. It's a teeny tiny patch.
Yes. That or a full day passed as we were reading those.
Yep. Yeah. So there you go. There's your exciting 59.3. I would say the biggest thing is probably for hardcore people, the gold eyes and feet rewards. Because that probably got annoying having to go to that NPC every time you logged in to get them to reapply to you. So probably pretty annoying.
Then let's go and talk about these Underdark Patron Coffers. And what are they all about? And are they so wonderful that you want to make sure you get one before the 2 weeks ends?
Oh, dear. Yes. Yeah. Oh, we'll talk about this. The Underdark Patron Coffers are now here. It's a limited time offer. As you alluded to, June 28th is when they are available in the store. So now through the 28th. So you got little bit of time to get these. They come in 3 different flavors: the Superior Underdark Coffer, the Greater Underdark Coffer, and the Standard Underdark Coffer. So what are you going to get in these 3 tiers? The Superior one gives you 20 additional slots of character bank storage, 30 additional slots of shared bank storage.
But no additional slots of inventory space?
Nope.
No.
The Underdark Warrior, you can't ask for everything, Piney. Yes. the Underdark Warriors, I mean, I guess you could, but they're not going to do it. The Underdark Warriors Panther Cub, which is a cosmetic pet. The Underdark Warriors Kopesh Cosmetic Weapon. The Dark Fire Glamored Weapon Aura. Say that a couple times fast. The Underdark Warriors Plate Armor, Plate Helm, and Cloak cosmetics. And then the Underdark Warriors Panther Mount. This is the Panther Mount that we did show off like 3 or 4 shows ago. We talked about this Panther Mount was coming, and they didn't say how you were going to be able to get it. This is how you're going to be able to get it apparently.
Aha.
I'm assuming this is the only place. I doubt it's going to be in the pre-order for the expansion. They didn't necessarily say that, but I'm guessing if you want the Panther mount, here's your chance to get it. So that is the superior copper. I almost said coffin. That's hilarious. Freudian slip. The Greater Underdark is going to give you 20 additional character slots, 10 additional shared bank slots. You get the cosmetic pet cub. You get the cosmetic Kopesh weapon. You get the plate armor and the plate helm. Cosmetics, and then you get the dark fired glamored weapon aura. So that's the greater. So you're missing a few things. The major thing is you're not getting the cloak, you're not getting the mount. And then if you want the standard Underdark copper, you get 10 additional shared bank slots. Underdark Panther Cub, which is the cosmetic pet, the Underdark Warrior's cosmetic weapon, and the dark fired glamour weapon aura.
Okay, so you can get the cub even with the lowest priced one.
The lowest priced one, you do get the cub. So if you're just in it for the cosmetic pet, you can get it from the lowest price tier. So let's talk about those prices. What's this going to cost us? The superior bundle is 7,995 points. The greater is 3,995 points. And the standard is 1,995 points.
All right. I guess the first question we ask is, how much would it cost if you went and outright purchased the slots for the bank storage and the shared bank storage?
Oh, that is a good question. I should have looked that up because I did do some math. I did some math to see if you had to buy points, how much it would cost you to buy the superior pack. But I should have actually looked at storage because I'm not sure what storage is priced. It's been a long time since I bought storage, and to be honest, about the usually time I only buy it is when it's on sale. That's about the usually only time I bought it. But
right. I'm going to have to go and check.
Okay,
right?
All right, yeah, you can do that while I am raging about the price of the superior copper bundle. To get 7,995 points. Let's say for some reason you have 0 points right now. You've used all your DDO points on this, that, and the other. You're setting with 0 points, and you see the superior bundle, and you're like, dang, I want all that stuff. I want all that cosmetics. I want that mount. I have to have it. So you go to the DDO store to buy yourself some points. You've got 2 choices. To get 7,995 points, you were going to have to buy one of 3 bundles. You can buy the 11,000 point bundle, which would give you more than enough to buy the superior bundle, and then you'd have a little left over. That's going to cost you $99. That's real American dollars. Real life money, it's going to cost you to get that. But like I said, you'll still have a little points left over. So, okay. Let's say you don't want to buy the 11,000 point bundle. You can get the 6,300 point bundle plus the 3,150 bundle. So you're going to have to buy 2 different bundles to cover the 7,995 price point. The 6,300 point bundle is $59.99. $34.99 for the 3,150 bundle. That's going to be $94.98. So you're saving yourself a little bit of money, about $5, but you're getting less points. So math-wise, you're probably better off just buying the 11,000 point bundle because then you'll have extra points left over. That is, if you don't have points. Like if you would have points, then you could figure out, okay, which bundle do I need? They have lower point bundles as well. So maybe you only need, 600 points and they have a 600 point bundle, yada, yada, yada. So, but if you would just be somebody that would not have any points and you would want that superior bundle, it's going to cost you at least $100. Is it worth it for storage space, cosmetics, and a mount? I don't think it is. I mean, personally, if it is to you and you have the $100 to spend on it, by all means, spend on it. SSG, that's how we keep the game going, by spending real money. So I get it. I'm torn in that aspect because I'm like, I want to support the game other than, I mean, I support it by my VIP every year because I buy a year at a time. I mean, I support them that way. Every now and again, I do buy point bundles, and I'll buy stuff when it's on sale, or I'll buy some cosmetics. And usually with my points, everybody knows I buy Gold Seal Hirelings. That's about all I spend my points on. But $100? I don't know. Did you see how much the storage is?
All right. Well, I've got the price on the shared storage so far. I haven't got the individual character storage. The shared storage is $9.95 for 10 slots.
Okay. All right. So 995 points for 10 slots, and you get that's the shared?
That's the shared, yes.
Okay, and you get 30 with the superior bundle.
Yeah, you get 30,
so
20 with the middle one.
Okay, and then 10, yep. Okay.
And then 10 with the lowest one.
Okay. All right.
So
okay. So there's 995 for that. I guess it just, like I said, it boils down to, do you think shared storage, character bank storage, and cosmetics are worth it to you?
Right. Okay. Oh, see. So $19.95, half the price of the $19.95 version, and the greater version is for the shared storage slots, it looks like.
God.
Oh, actually, yeah. So half the price of it is for that. Now for the character, I've finally got logged into a character so I could. Now the problem with the character is, does the character storage, does that apply only to one character or all your characters?
Just that character that you're logged into.
The first one you log into after. Oh, actually, no. You have to be on logged. So character bank storage only goes to the character you're logged into when you buy it. Then. Oh, that's what it says down here. That character bank storage is claimed by only once ever on one character by speaking to Xana in Eberron Hall. So it doesn't matter who buys it. It's just that the first character that talks to Xana.
Yes.
And that's different from the other game where it's the character you're on or the first character you log into after buying it, where those things are
right.
True.
The nice thing about the mount and the cub is at least it is applied to your account, so every character that logs in will be able to have it. So that's kind of nice. That takes some of the sting of the $100 out of it, I guess. At least it's an account.
If you really want that particular cosmetic pet,
right, and mount, yeah. So
and then yeah, I mean,
okay, at least
this is DDO. Are mounts really considered to be all that great in DDO as opposed? I mean, in Lotro, they're extremely important, and
I mean,
and you're using them constantly.
Really, like personally, for mounts, the only thing really I think mounts are good for in DDO, and I might get hate mail for this, but podcasted DDO players, if you would like to send me email on this, when you just enter an adventure area and you just want to zerg straight to a dungeon and you don't care about fighting, you don't want to do any of the optionals, you just want to get to the dungeon, you can just hop on your mount and just ride straight there. And it's much faster than running it.
Yes, but I'm not interested in running a dungeon that way.
And no, that's to run to get to the dungeon. Because of course you can't use your mount in the like last night, for example, when we were playing and that first dungeon we did, it took us forever to get there because it was like pretty far out and we were running. Of course, we stopped and we fought along the way. But instead of doing that, just jump on your horse, ride straight to the dungeon.
Yeah, for some reason when I'm playing in DDO, I never think about doing that, even though I would do that all the time in Lotro.
Right. That's to me, that's the only thing a mount is good for, because we really don't need them in DDO. I don't know.
Okay.
Anyway.
Now to answer your question, I told you that it was $9.95, or let's round that to $1,000 for shared bank. For character bank, it's $5.99 for, right, I think I said $5.90. Oh, interesting. Yes, there it is. And character bank, character bank is $5.95. So let's say So that's effectively 1,000 plus 600. That's 1,600 then for the character. Okay, so the first level that was effectively worth only 1,000 because I only had the 10 or
Okay.
right the 10 slots. Now it's 20 slots on the character bank time for that 600. So the second tier was it's always right here we go. So the ultimate tier then was 20 additional character bank slots, 30 additional shared bank slots.
Mhm.
So that's effectively 3,000 plus 600. So that's 3,600 of it goes into your bank slots. And the rest, of course, is paying for the fluff, the time to pull
Okay,
that fluff.
so about half of it is
Yeah.
storage, and then the other half, I guess, is okay. Like I said, personal choice. Is it worth it to you? Like, if you have a bunch of points that you had saved up, sure. Like,
Yeah.
Before we started recording, I logged in because, well, I actually had to get these prices for the point bundles because I wasn't sure how much they cost exactly. I thought I about knew. So I looked to see how many points I have. I have enough points where I could get the superior one right now, and I would still have points left because, as I said, I buy gold seal hirelings. Basically, is what I use my points. I let my 500 points a month just bank that I get for being VIP, and then I buy gold seal hirelings, and every once in a while I might buy something when it's on sale. Like sometimes I buy, the storage. I've been known to buy astral shards here and there, but yeah. If you got a bunch of points banked up, sure. If you're really like maybe you're a premium player, so you don't, support with your VIP money every month or yearly, you're a premium player and you want to support SSG, sure, do it. Because, like I said, we all want to support the game, but $100 for the superior one's a little steep, and that's the only way you can get them out. I'm sorry.
Actually, now that I'm looking at this, I think I got a better idea, at
Okay.
least for me. I'll just go and buy the character bank storage and the shared bank storage and not worry about all these fluff cosmetics.
There you go. Do you want the fluff? Nope, you're good then.
Hey,
there you go.
Maybe that's the possible. Maybe that's one of the ideas that they were thinking of there, is it inspires some people to go and buy character storage instead.
Right.
then maybe they have accomplished their goal.
Maybe they have. So there you go. Like I said, it's up to you. Let us know down in the comments on the YouTube version of this. Go over and respond to the show post over on the site. You can also send us an email, podcast@ddoplayers.com. Let us know. What do you think of the pricing on this? Seems a little outrageous to me, but what the heck do I know?
Cosmetics, I think, just by their nature, are overpriced. The entire idea is to...
That's the other thing. I'm not a big cosmetics person.
Right.
In any game, really. So, I take that back. There's some games where I guess I am more cosmetically inclined, but...
I use them all the time in Lotro. And the main cosmetics, though, I use in DDO are the ones I get from the various expansions.
Right, exactly. And that's basically what I do too. And there was, I take that back, there was one set that I bought from the store, but I don't remember which one it was. I really like the look of it. It looked kind of like cool and evilish. So I'm like, ooh, yeah, I got to have that. So I bought that set. But other than that, most of my characters are wearing stuff I got from the expansions. So, I mean, there you go. But like I said, let us know. What do you think? They're here. You have a couple weeks to decide and get it if you would like. Once again, through June 28th, so just about 2 weeks, you can decide if you want to spend real world money to get you some points, or if you have a bunch of points, you can decide if you want to spend them on this.
Then that's it for what we have in the game news, except that we actually have some store sales this week.
We're actually going to talk about sales. Imagine that.
Ooh, yes. Okay. So let's go into our sales.
We usually don't do this because the various times we record, it doesn't work out, but it actually worked out to where there's enough time in between. I'm like, holy crap, we can talk about store sales. Yeah, in the sale this week, it's the Honor Your Guild sale, 25% off Astral Shards, Guild Renown Elixirs, 50% off your Guild Charters and your Guild Airship Beacons. Also, since it is the summertime, we have our summer sales, 30% off Peril of the Planar Eyes Adventure Pack. It's a pretty decent price on that if you don't have that adventure pack. Also, the Lost Gatekeepers Adventure Pack is at 50% off. 50% off White Plume Mountain and Other Tales. Excellent deal on that. Jump all over that. And 75% off the Disciples of Rage Adventure Pack. So if any of those packs you don't have, pretty good sales on those right now to get those. Those run through June 22nd as well.
Right, now let's go and find out what's coming in from the dungeon. Where it looks like that due to probably logistics or printing costs, either one of those could be the reason for this.
Sure, I have another theory, but fine.
You have another theory of why Hasbro and WotC are raising their prices?
I do.
Okay.
Would you like me to tell you that now, or would you like to tell me what the prices are being raised to, and then I can tell you my theory?
Well, I don't know what the prices are being raised to, but
okay.
You can tell
well, I can tell you. I can share that with you and the fine listening audience. Beginning with the next release of Bigby Presents Glory of the Giants, which is tentatively due August 15th. The price for physical copies of the book is going to jump to $59.95.
And the old book price?
$49.95.
Okay.
So $10 jump. The official reason from WotC and Hasbro was, quote, as materials, transportation, and other production costs have increased over the 9 years since we released the 5th edition of D&D. Has it really been 9 years for 5th edition? Wow. We've kept the price of the books stable because we are committed to maintaining high standards and quality products. I'm going to call you out on that because I've got some books that are falling apart. But anyway, we have made the difficulty, that's neither here nor there. We have made the difficult decision to increase the price of our new release print book, starting with Glory of the Giants. So yes, going forward, everything's going to have the $59.95 price tag. So if you want to jump into a hardback D&D book, you're going to be shelling out $60.
Right. So you were saying that you think that I'm sure that the reason they gave is at least part of the
I'm sure that's probably part of it.
I mean, the pandemic caused some rather interesting
price
increases.
We all know everything went up because of the stupid pandemic. That is very true. My theory, though, is do you realize how expensive it is to hire Pinkerton goons to beat people up for magic cards? Pinkertons cost a lot of money. So, you know.
So you're saying that it's for their Pinkerton's retainer.
Yes. They're very expensive. Very expensive.
Oh, well, I never even thought of that particular possibility.
See? Now you know the way I think, Pineley.
Oh, it's scary.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Very much so.
Yes, okay. It's almost like there's a vampire living in there. Well, then. Anything else about this before I...
No, that's enough. I've got myself in trouble enough, so we can move on.
Okay. Now...
I was waiting for this. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, yes. Oh, okay. So apparently it has nothing to do with paying for cocaine using owlbears or anything like that.
No. But if you would like to play a cocaine owlbear in a role-playing game, you can now do that. Because who would not want to do that? That's right. Cocaine Owlbear is a tabletop role-playing game. Okay, technically, the name of the game is Fantasy Woodland Cocaine Heist Crew, but most people are calling it Cocaine Owlbear.
Okay, but they're not using that name officially because they don't have the license to do so, right?
You could probably use that because it's not Cocaine Bear. Like, Cocaine Bear is trademarked, so you probably couldn't call it that, but you could call it Cocaine Owlbear, I would think. I don't think
No. Because I thought that. Oh, they're calling cocaine. Well, I was thinking though the word owlbear was trademarked by WotC or something.
Ooh, you know what? I don't know if Owlbear is trademarked, but I know they have a lot of the monsters trademarked. I'd have to look that up. But yes, this is based off of Cocaine Bear, which we talked about. If you have not seen the movie, watch it. It's
that I completely forgot.
that yes, it's Cocaine Bear. Remember the bear that got into cocaine and then
Okay.
yeah. So it's the same thing. It's an owlbear that gets into the cocaine. You are a woodland creature who has recently gained sentience when you ingested magical cocaine from a satchel of an unlucky traveler in your forest. With your newfound intelligence, you plunder the belongings of the courier that you recently killed. You find that he or she had a complicated heist plan that was written on a parchment and hidden in the satchel bag along with the magical cocaine. But it's not just any heist, mind you. It is a very complicated heist that involves stealing, you guessed it, more of the enchanted cocaine. And it has granted you sentience and made you pretty jittery as a side effect.
I wonder why.
Can you take a chance that when the cocaine wears off, you revert to being a mere woodland animal again? No, you cannot. You have to get more.
Plus the fact that it's addictive.
Exactly. See, you need more of that enchanted cocaine to say this sentient cocaine owlbear. I mean, you don't just want to be a regular owlbear. Nobody wants that. So you have this plan for this heist. You have to gather your little woodland friends, do this heist. This is based off of another game called Honey Heist, which I have not played. I have seen people play it. I've watched a couple YouTube videos. I think I might have a PDF of Honey Heist, but I have not played it. So yeah, this is based off of Honey Heist. It's just centered around this cocaine using owlbear that is going to go on a heist to get more of the magical cocaine. So there you go. You can get it on itch.io for only $1 if you would like it. Or you can get the PDF from Drive-Thru for $2 more at $3, which is weird. It's $1 straight from the company, or you can get it for $3 on Drive-Thru, which didn't make sense for me. But here we are. It's cocaine owlbear. I mean, just go buy it for $1. Why not? I may or may not have bought this.
Okay.
May or may have not. Yes, tabletop. There is news.
Yeah. Let's go into the news. We have Hero Quest Rise of the Dread Moon Quest Pack.
Yeah, this is kind of awesome. Hero Quest. This is a new quest pack or expansion. It depends if you. Some people call them quest packs. Some people call them expansions. Potato, same difference. This is a new original expansion / quest pack for Hero Quest in over 20 years. So this is pretty freaking cool, actually, because the other ones that have came out have just been reprints of previous expansions for the original Hero Quest that they brought in for the new Hero Quest, which is weird. It's like there's so many hero. It's the original and the new, but this is for the new. But this is all brand new. This has never been out before. All new story. It's going to come out Gen Con-ish. If you're attending Gen Con, they're going to have limited quantities. Read probably not very many. Available at the Avalon Hill booth. If you don't want to take a chance of having to fight the Gen Con line to try to get one of these, which I'm going to try, but I doubt I'll be able to get one. You can pre-order it right now straight from Avalon Hill and Hasbro, of course. The dramatic story of treachery and unrest is set in an elven kingdom. as this Hero Quest Rise of the Dread Moon expansion continues the Hero Quest story. You are a brave knight. Your challenge to finally free Etherlon from the clutches of Zargon. Embark on a dangerous quest. You will seek aid from several friends along the way, but you need to be wary because Zargon's voices are growing even stronger with the rise of the Dread Moon. You're going to have 10 daring quests. 3 of the quests are going to be pure solo quests, and then the other 7 are going to be for the group. Going to come with 29 different miniatures, some new tiles to put down to replace the game board. Of course, Hero Quest game system is required to play. So yeah, it's pretty sweet. Like I said, the first brand new expansion for Hero Quest in 20 plus years. There are some new monsters in this as well. Some Dread Cultists, some Spectres, a Dread Wraith, and more. I'm actually kind of looking forward to this. It's pretty sweet. So if you're into the brand new Hero Quest, new expansion pack coming out, Gen Con, maybe you can get it. It should be out after that. Like I said, you can pre-order on Hasbro Pulse right now, straight from Avalon Hill and Hasbro. Let me see if it says exactly when it ships. They are not saying, just saying August. So I'm assuming after Gen Con-ish is when it'll ship. Hopefully we'll be able to talk to them at Gen Con and find out more information on this. I'm trying to schedule an interview with them, but they're not emailing me back right now.
Let's go into the ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can get more ridiculous than a cocaine owlbear. And
True.
that is that apparently we have some people with more money than they could do anything with, are starting to offer large bounties for the One Ring.
Yes, we talked about the Magic the Gathering Lord of the Rings set that's coming out that has the One Ring card. That's right, there is only one of these cards in the entire world. And all of a sudden people are like, hey, I'll give you some money if you pull that card out of your deck for me. It started out with a game shop called Dave and Adam's Card World. They threw down $1 million. So yes, well, actually, let me reverse that. Before David Adams Card World with the 1 million, about 48 hours before that, just a collector, I guess. His name is Cassius Marsh Sr. of Cash Cards Unlimited, which is basically another game store, offered a $500,000 bounty. And Dave and Adam's Card World said, we'll give you $1 million. So everybody was like, $1 million? This is going to be the first Magic card that's worth $1 million. Oh, touche, my friend. It is not.
It's not.
Somebody upped the bounty. A Spanish game store, which I'm not even going to pronounce. I'm just going to say it's Guild of Dragons. That's the American translation. If you want to attempt the Spanish translation, go for it.
I'm trying to see Gremino de Dragones.
Sure, what he said. Our Guild of Dragons is a game store in Spain. They were like, ha, $1 million. Bah, $2 million. That is $2 million. But wait, not just $2 million. The lucky person that draws the card that wants to get $2 million from them, you're going to get to go to Spain. They're from the Valencia Palea region. I don't know where that's at.
Okay, yes.
But apparently it's a very famous part of Spain, real pretty, I guess. So they're going to give you airfare. They're going to give you lodging.
Oh, you realize the person who pulls out this card is going to live in Barcelona or someplace that's
probably.
That's a train right away.
Right, exactly. Probably that would kind of be hilarious. And they're also going to give you a famous Valencia Palea dinner, which I kind of Googled it and it looks phenomenal. But yeah, so $2 million, trip to Spain, some good food. There you go. So good luck to anybody that pulls it. With the wake of this news, since as you remember when we talked about this, This card is only available in the American set.
Only available in the American. So therefore, that trip to Spain won't be pulled out by someone in Barcelona.
Well, unless there's European game shops that are selling the American sets, but prices have jacked up to about $431 a box. So to get a chance at that $2 million, you're going to have to shell out $431 if you're in the EU. To get it, because like I said, yeah, this is only in the American side. It's weird. We talked about it. So there you go, $2 million. Crazy, stupid.
$2 million, and that offer was posted as of when?
2 days ago.
2 days ago. So therefore,
we will see if somebody ups the $2 million ante, which I'm assuming somebody's going to.
Okay, that'll happen about 10 minutes after we go off air, I guess.
Probably. So we will keep you updated as I'm keeping a lookout on these stupid amounts of money people are offering for this stupid card. I don't get it at all, but here we are.
All right, then. This is real crazy. I thought the whole thing with the One Ring card was crazy in the first place. Now this is turning into a...
Yeah. Oh, it's insane.
Insane. This is going to turn into a Hitchhiker's Guide to the level of craziness.
It might. It very very might.
Then let's go and see what I would have thought would have been a wild thing, but this is considered tame compared to the last two items, and that is that a legacy version of Ticket to Ride. Is this
exactly? Have you ever thought, you know what Ticket to the Ride needs? A legacy mode. Because who hasn't thought that among us, right? Like, what? Why? But here we are. Days of Wonder and Asmodee have joined forces. They are going to release Ticket to Ride Legacy Legends of the West. It is designed by who else? Rob Daviau, of course, Mr. Legacy himself. Also Matt Lecoq, Mr. Legacy himself. And of course, Alan R. Moon, who
Ticket to Ride himself.
Father, Ticket to Ride himself. So those three decided, hey, we need a legacy version of this. Players are going to have a multi-part campaign game set in the 19th century. It is in the American West, hence the Legends of the West subtitle. They say it's going to have a compelling storyline told over 12 immersive episodes. The legacy title is going to offer fresh and exciting experiences for both newcomers and seasoned fans of Ticket to Ride. It's going to make its debut where else? At Gen Con, and then select retailers after that on November 3rd. So if you're at Gen Con, they didn't say it was going to be limited, so I'm assuming they're going to have a bunch of them. $119.99, so $120 price tag on this. But
I just try to think is like all these cities that they're going to be building during the course of this campaign does that mean that you could have Chicago in the middle of the Southwest desert or something?
They didn't say a lot. They just said the campaign commences on the East Coast, guiding players through a series of interconnected adventures as they make their way to the wild frontier. The primary objective remains completion of tickets. Legends of the West is going to introduce exciting mechanics such as amassing a fortune in players' vaults, unlocking new frontiers, and encountering unexpected surprises along the way. And they did say this is going to be replayable, so there is going to be some type of reset feature. They didn't exactly explain because they don't want to, spoil too much since it's a legacy game. But you will be able to reset it.
So it might be a refresh pack that you would have to get.
I would assume so. That's usually how it works, but
it's usually how it works.
So yeah, it's not like most legacy games are one and done. But then you can replay the game, but not just the legacy mode of it. You just have a unique game board that you can play with. This one will reset so you can redo the legacy version. Like if you're playing with one group of friends and then you finish it and then another group of friends want to play it, you can. So there you go. Yep, Gen Con, $120 MSRP, November 3rd. Broad retail release for Ticket to Ride Legends of the West.
Then I think it's time for us to leave. Hold on. there's something missing here.
What is? Oh, yes, there is. I didn't add that to the. That's right. I'm glad you remembered. Yes. Talk about
Yeah, but I'm hoping we thought of the same thing because there have been some nominees for some very special awards, if I remember correctly.
it. We are thinking of the same thing.
Yes, that's right. It is now finally time to hear the announcement on. Actually, it's probably been out for a couple of weeks because we haven't had a show since the
It has, yes.
announcement
That's
has. Yes,
partly
where
why
they,
I think I forgot about it.
yes, where they have announced the nominees for the Spiels, the Kennerspiel, and the Kinderspiel. I'm wondering whoever decided to call one Kennerspiel and the other one Kinderspiel. I
That-
think was a masochist. No, not
Yeah.
sadist.
Never made sense to me. But yes, I have the list pulled up now. So the Spiel, which is the game of the year, there are the nominees. Next Station London.
right.
Never heard of that.
Yet never heard of it.
Actually, a lot of these games, I'm going to be honest, I haven't heard of, which
Okay.
is kind of sad. Fun Facts, another one. Never heard of it. That's
Sounds like a
published
party
by
game to me.
Repost. I'm assuming it is because Repost does a lot of party games.
Yeah, so I'm
And
not into
then-
party games, so obviously don't worry about that.
And then the last one is Door from Tent.
Dwarf Romantic.
Sure. Das Brettspiel. That is by Pegasus Spiel. I've heard of that. And I think you're playing it on Steam, if I saw correctly a couple hours ago.
Yes, I prior to the announcement, I never heard of it.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I had
And-
never either until I
Right.
seen you playing it on Steam.
Yeah, in Steam. Now, what's on Steam is the original video version.
Okay.
And what happened is that Pegasus Spiel bought the rights to do a board game version of it.
Oh, so that's weird. So like the video game was before the board game. Usually it's the other way around.
Yes.
That's interesting. Okay.
So this is going to be, as a result of this, that means that they made some changes for the board game version to be more friendly to a board game because there are certain, like for example, the trees in the video version, the count for tree quests is based on the number of trees you have, but counting the number of trees you've got on a tile in a board game version is just not.
Okay.
It's just not any good. So they go by tile count instead of going by tree or house count in the version. But it works on and similar. There are a lot of unlocks in the board game, so they do have unlocks that are also available in it. So you play it as a campaign. And
Gotcha.
it's not a legacy one. You don't, and so you unlock boxes and stuff like this, but it's not legacy because you don't tear anything apart or anything like that. You could just completely reset the thing if you wanted. So they have those. So I've actually been playing both of those a bit recently because it seems like a nice, interesting, and relaxing game. It's not one of those crazy, very hard games into it. So it's more of a casual type game.
Okay. Okay.
So it's something. Yeah. So I've been having fun with that.
So that is the Spiel, the Game of the Year nominees. We also have the Kenner Spiel, which is the Enthusiast Game of the Year.
All right.
Challengers by Z-Man Games.
Never heard of
Ike
it.
by Sorry We Are French. That is a great name for a company. Sorry, we are French. And Planet Unknown by Adam's Apple Games. Planet Unknown is the only one out of these that I've ever heard of.
Yeah, I think I might have heard of each of these. I've never actually played or seen any of them. So all I know are the titles.
And then Kinderspiel, which is the children's game of the year, is Carla Carmel by Loki, Gigamon by Studio H, and Mysterium Kids by Space Cow. Mysterium Kids, I sort of heard of by proxy because I know what Mysterium is, and this is just the kids' version of Mysterium. So that's other than that. Haven't heard of these either. The winners are going to be announced a little later this summer, and for the first time ever, they're going to do them all three at once. Usually what happens is the Kinderspiel comes out, and then a couple days later they do the Spiel and the Kinderspiel, but this time they're doing them all three at once, which again, never made sense to me why they did them differently, but here we are.
All right, so that's a rather interesting.
It's
I don't is it's a case where I think that I know about fewer of the games on this list than
exactly.
ever before.
Usually it's like, okay, yeah, I've heard of that, or on the rare occasion, yeah, I played that. Or, I've at least heard of probably 60% of the games that are nominated. Yeah, this year I've maybe heard of one, maybe two of them. So it's a very eclectic group this year.
Yeah. Now, it is interesting that the Spiel announcement has gotten me to 2 years in a row that has gotten me to buy a tile laying game that uses hexagons. Because last year, the winner for last year inspired me to buy Cascadia.
Oh, I forgot about that. That's right. Yep, I do remember you talking about that's why you bought it.
And so this year I've got the video and the physical versions of Dwarf Romantic.
Okay.
So
there you go. See, they're making you spend your money. Finally, they're doing
making me spend my money. So you know which game I'm favoring at the moment.
Exactly.
And right now, a lot of people saying that the only reason why some people might think that Dwarf Romantic won't win is because they're saying, would they really actually give the award 2 years in a row to a tile laying game?
Maybe. I mean, stranger things have happened. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, I guess we'll find out in a few weeks on that.
Yes, indeed.
So let's then go on and see what's on the screen. Where Dungeons & Dragons Honor Amongst Thieves is now out on Blu-ray and DVD.
You can own the physical version of it if you would like. You can also stream it on Paramount Plus as well. So
Paramount Plus.
If you don't want to buy it and you have Paramount Plus, you can stream it for free. Quote, you have to have your subscription,
assuming
of course,
you're
to Paramount.
subscribing, of course.
Right. And then it is, I do believe, on Amazon Prime to rent if you if you want to stream it. But if you want the physical DVD or Blu-ray, you can do that. Also available in a 4K Blu-ray. It's got a lot of extra features on it, from Dice to Dragons, honoring the lore. You can go behind the scenes with Chris Pine, Michelle Rodriguez, and all the cast and crew to witness the thrilling journey of bringing the classic, they call it a board game, which was kind of weird, to life for the ultimate D&D experience. I'm not sure why they didn't call it a role-playing game. They called it a board game.
Whoever wrote the DVD seems to be a little bit off of...
Yeah. The Rogues Gallery, the Heroes of Dungeons & Dragons. You'll get an in-depth look at all the heroes of the film. Fantastic foes. Explore the dark side of D&D with a look at the film's complex and fascinating villains. The bestiary. Check out the cutting-edge visual effects, prosthetics, and intricate costumes that went in to make the movie's magical beast and fantastic beings. Forging the Forgotten Realms, you can discover the secrets of the exciting sets and breathtaking locations set in the Forgotten Realms. Broadswords, battle axes, and badass brawls. Dive into the epic fight sequences with this behind-the-scenes look into the mind-blowing stunts and powerful weaponry that went in to all the action in the movie. And, of course, you have your gag reel, because we have to have a blooper and outtake reel in every movie, because that's what we all want to see. And also some deleted and extended scenes. This is available now at all your retailers, online retailers, brick and mortar retailers. You can pretty much find it anywhere. And like I said, also stream it if you want.
And that concludes our news for this week. So let's head into our week in gaming. And Drac, what were you up to?
I actually did quite a bit for once.
What?
Shockingly and amazingly, yeah. I actually played DDO. I know there's a lot of people that are like trying to pick themselves up off the floor knowing I actually played DDO. That was with you. I will let you talk about that. Then elsewhere in video game wise, did a lot of stuff in video games. Since we talked about Baldur's Gate 3 actually getting a release date, I think that was last week we talked about that, or last episode, I should say. We talked about Baldur's Gate 3 getting a release date. I thought, you know what? I need to reinstall that and jump back in and see how much changed. So I just started completely over with Baldur's Gate 3. A lot of the problems what I had with the game are better. Some of the bugs I ran into are fixed. I haven't had any bugs. Still don't like the way combat is done, but you know, what are you going to do? Other than that, I'm pretty excited for the actual release of it because the preview version that has been out, or the early access version, I should say, a lot of the story is inaccessible. A lot of the characters are inaccessible. So I'm looking forward to when it comes out. I will probably jump back in and try to finish what I'm doing so I can at least have this section done when the full release comes out, but we'll see about that. Probably not going to happen, but we'll see. Also played a game called Redfall. This came on Xbox Game Pass on both console and PC. I'm playing it on PC, but it is a action RPG that is set in a world where vampires have taken over the world, and they have used some dark magic to get rid of the sun and suck up all of the oceans and rivers and water. Strange story. The game is horrible. I'm just going to be honest. The game is horrible. There is so many bugs in this game. The AI is just dreadful stupid in this game. Like, you will have monsters that you're supposed to be fighting that you can run right up to, and they'll just stand there and look at you and do nothing while you're shooting them in the face. And then eventually they'll be like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to be attacking you. And by that time they're almost dead because you've been shooting them in the face. Horrible AI. They keep patching it, but it's not getting much better. I'm thankful I did not pay for this game, because I would have been downright pissed if I would have bought this game in the state that it's in. And I wish I could say, you know, it's an early access game, so you got to expect that. No, this is a retail release game.
Retail release game? You mean
yes,
buying a physical copy at a store?
You can. They do have physical copies of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, horrible. So I am enjoying the story. The story is a little weird. I like the way the vampires look. They're not your typical vampires, so it's pretty fun in that aspect. The gameplay-wise, bugs and stupid AI kind of takes me out of the whole immersion of the story and the world, but we'll see. I'll probably finish it. I heard it's a short game. I kind of read a couple reviews, and a lot of people are saying it's only about a 20-hour game. So we'll see if I actually finish that, if I can stand to not have any really challenge. That's kind of the problem with it. It's way too easy because, like I said, most of your AI is just brain dead. Like, they don't ever attack you.
What?
So it kind of takes the fun out of like it's a shooter game, basically.
A shooter game, and the AI doesn't attack.
Yeah, it kind of takes you out of it because it's like it's not really much fun, but
I mean, even the mobs in Doom easiest setting were bad.
yeah, exactly. There's been a couple times where, like, one of the bosses, it was actually pretty challenging because he unfortunately wasn't stupid and he actually did attack. So that was a little bit challenging, but I don't know. We'll see. If you want a good time, go read some reviews for it because it got slaughtered, and I can see why it got slaughtered. So then I also jump back into Remnant from the Ashes. It's been a long time since I played this. Jump back into this. I'm just doing the main story. I found my first world boss. Got my booty kicked several times. Finally killed the stupid thing. So I can say that I have killed the world boss in Remnant, but wow, is it hard. Super fun game, though. And then 7 Days to Die. It's been a long time since I talked about 7 Days to Die, but be prepared, folks. A lot of 7 Days to Die talk coming up because the new Alpha 21 is out. So that's the new experimental build but Alpha 21 came out. It's been so long since we talked about this. I don't remember if I've even talked about. We have a 7 Days to Die server that we are all playing on. I nuked the world on that. Created a brand new world for Alpha 21. I jumped in, played by myself for about 25, 30 minutes just to make sure, okay, everything seems to be running fine. Everything's, because it's an alpha experimental build. I just want to make sure nothing was bugged. Everything seemed to be working good. So I nuked the world again, got a new world ready to hit the create button on. Haven't done that yet. Tomorrow night, we are all going to jump in. Mithri, Saba, Tay, Lessa, Cad. Unfortunately, Rent's not going to be able to join us tomorrow night, but we are going to jump in and start our new foray into Alpha 21 of 7 Days to Die. We're going to do it without mods this time. We're actually going to play vanilla, so that's going to be different because Alpha 21 changed a lot of the gameplay, so it's kind of like a brand new game for us. It's going to be fun. So more on that next show. We'll see how that goes. And then did play a little bit of tabletop, had some friends over, and we had a little game night. Played Skeptics, the game of paranormal investigation. It's exactly what you think it is. You go into a haunted house. You have to do stuff to prove that the ghost exists. Of course, the ghost is trying to stop you from doing that. As the game progresses, you get clues that you use, and then you get certain things that you do to actually prove that the ghost exists. Excuse me. We actually beat the game. We were running its time. The game is timed by your deck of cards. So we were running out of the deck of cards, but we did manage to prove and win the game. So that's fun. I would like to play that again. I also like to play it solo. There's a solo mode for it, so I might check that out solo. Then we played Hero Quest. We played it twice, actually. The first time we played it, of course, we're using the app. So the app is doing Zargon. So I wasn't actually the DM for the game. I was actually a player. I got to play for once. Usually when I play Hero Quest, I'm the Zargon player, so I never actually get to play. Well, I get to play with the monsters, but we got our butts kicked in the first scenario. Second scenario we actually managed to win. The first time we were only playing with 3 people, and then the second time we had 4 people. So I don't know if that made a difference. We had 3 heroes versus 4 heroes, why we won. But so yeah, and then we played Return to Dark Tower again. Got our butts handed to us solidly. Dark Tower is so hard. That game is just evil hard. So much fun though. It is. They did such a good job with the tech of the tower, the way it does. Glyphs, man. Stupid glyphs. That's all I'm gonna say. Show us your glyphs indeed. So that was my week. Actually did a lot for once. I know people are shocked. So how about you, Pineleaf? You played quite a bit too, it looks like.
Okay, we'll start with Dungeons and Dragons Online, where the two of us finally completed our little trip to the Isle of Dread. So,
I know, it only took us how long? It's been out. It's old news by now.
Yes.
People have moved on from it, and we're still like, let's finish this thing.
Yes.
So yeah.
Yes. So we did Whispers of Return. Then it looked like that we each had our little ones that we didn't quite finish up yet, despite the fact that we were going together, as I think because a couple of them glitched out on you earlier, and there was one that on me where I had switched characters at some point, so therefore we ran Trials of Triceratops also, and then the one with the tar pits, and then Spiders and Flies. And that concluded all that we needed in order to finish out of the Isle of Dread. So we are finally out of Vecna's clutches, and it looks like we are going to be making a little trip back to Sharn next time for something from the Wargrave University. I guess we'll have to find out what's going on over there.
Yeah, I'm excited to run that, actually.
Yes. And then my Storm Singer ran my level 11 Storm Singer ran Sealed in Amber, where finally I have seen the end of the side quest in there, because somehow something had always gone wrong every other time that I had done Sealed in Amber, where I didn't quite get the side quest right.
Really?
Yeah, so I was a bit surprised on how that ended because I finally was able to see how it ended in. Oh well, I guess that's what we get out of something that happens in Barovia. Never have any happy stories in there, right? And then over in other video games in ESO, I was playing the new Necron expansions that came out a couple of weeks ago and playing in the new zone there. Playing right now with my usual character in there because I have this top level character. Usually my tradition is also to create a new character so that I could try taking a new character through the new content because in ESO, unlike in a game like DDO or Lotro, they scale everything. And you could play even the now you can't do the raids, I think, because you're probably not going to have the ability to do such things like that. And I think they have a minimum level for that. But all the soloable stuff and even things like public dungeons and stuff like that, all that stuff is theoretically possible to do on a new character in there. So I have this tradition whenever a new expansion comes out to create a new character and then go in there and see how that character is. So that's what I'm planning to do as soon as I finish the storyline with my main character. And it's about halfway through right now, I think, the storyline. So we'll see how that goes. And also, I was playing the video version of Dwarf Romantic and seeing how that is. That's why I was able to talk about it during our earlier thing on Spiel, is because I did get it. It's on Steam, and I've been playing on that as when I'm in the mood for a casual video game. And then on the tabletop, I've also been playing the physical version of the board game version of this that is based on the video game. And that is it for my week in gaming. We currently have 13 supporters on Patreon. If you'd like to help support DDO players, you go to the donations page to support the Players Alliance on Patreon. Your money will be used for our podcast hosting, website hosting, and to pay for our live shows. If you would like to send us an email, you can send it to podcast@ddoplayers.com. The Players Alliance has two shows. On Saturdays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, we have Loach Players News, and you can have DDO Players News when Drac is available.
Indeed, you never know. It's
Yes.
someday, maybe it's Monday, it might be Tuesday. Hey, it might be Wednesday.
Ooh.
Whenever the show drops, that's when we record it. Sorry, folks.
Yes. And if you somehow are able to catch us at the right time, you can listen to our show at ddoplayers.com/live. And that's it for tonight. And this is Pilot Noodles reminding you to quest responsibly.